Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Anna, otherwise known as Ace UFOs, and I'm a brand new YouTuber. I'm just starting out, and I'm going to play a bit of Don't Starve with you today. Just nice, relaxing, chill out game where you try not to starve, basically. So bear with me as we load up a brand new game. Okay, so we've got classic mode, which is where you are constantly in danger of either starving or getting eaten by the local wildlife or various other things, or no sweat, where you can just chill out a bit and relax and explore the world around you. We're going to be playing classic because I think if we played the no sweat version, I could go through hours and hours of this without without anything really happening to stop me. So at least with the classic, there will be an end point when I eventually die. And when you die in this, it's hardcore mode, it's all over unless you've done something in game to provide yourself with another life. So let's go in and see what we can do with classic. The only character I've got available at the moment is this one. A gentleman scientist, Wilson. I'll conquer it all with the power of my mind. Grows a magnificent beard, and he does indeed grow a magnificent beard. On the game on my computer, I've unlocked quite a few more of the characters, but on my phone, I haven't yet done more than this one. So let's start off with this one. You can make changes to the world if you want to. Can change world size, monsters, weather, turn certain conditions on and off. I think we're going to go with a medium world rather than default, just to make sure we can get around it in a fair time, and then we're going to hit start and see what we can do with this. So you get this lovely loading screen, which has some really nice graphics on it, and yes, we're going to be doing that quite a lot, I fear. So let's see what we can do. And there's Maxwell, just giving us a bit of a warning about what we're in for. And you start off every time you come into this game in a starting area, which has a few of the bits and pieces you're going to need. You can see food in the way of berry bushes off to my left, and obviously the birds do drop seeds, and if you have a trap you can kill them. So let's just go right ahead and get some food. We're going to go to our right, collect materials to enable you to survive. And the first thing we need to make is an axe. Now that noise we just heard off to the left, because I've picked let's pick up some seeds. I'm a bit of a hoarder on this, so you're going to hear me picking up stuff. There's a turkey. Turkeys are good eating. So let's pop some berries down and see if we can get him to come up and say hello. Yes, and 2 buttons here on mobile. Red obviously to attack, green to pick up. So I've now got myself a turkey dinner, which is great. Now the first things you want to do on this, when night time comes, for those of you who aren't familiar with this game, you can't be in the dark. In the dark, bad things happen. You will hear the noise of a monster coming to get you, and then you will die. So you need light, and to have light you need to have a decent amount of grasses, twigs and logs before nightfall. As the game progresses you can get more equipment to do stuff with, but at the moment we just want to get ourselves some flint, twigs, logs and grasses to get going with the basics. There we go. So just getting ourselves some berries and some grass. How many logs are we up to? We're up to 6 logs at the moment, so we are going to need to get some more. And I am kind of concerned about food too. Your hunger does die down nice and quickly in this game, so if you can collect yourself a fair amount of food in the starting area, that is great. Now as you can see, we've had 2 types of trees available already. We've got the birch tree, which we've just cut down, and the pine. the pines, you're guaranteed a seed drop every time which you can plant. And I'll just finish cutting this tree down and I'll show you. And as you can see, the birch nuts, they only drop on these larger mature trees on here. But if we go to this one, that's a pine cone, and those drop every single time from a lot of the pine trees, unless you're going to cut down the really tiny ones. You do want to replant those. You will get more than you cut down from the more mature trees. As a bee will be avoiding those. They're not particularly friendly. Well, they don't actively go for you when you're this far away. There is certain times of the year when they will just try and attack you, and I don't particularly want to get killed this early on in the game. Your starting area is really easy, well, comparatively easy, and I do find myself in quite a lot of the games trying to stick around the starting area because there are a lot of berry bushes, and you will find as the game goes on it gets harder. It goes into different seasons. We'll get, depending on what time we pick to start at, we'll get like a rainy season, we'll get winter, we'll get spring, and we'll get summer, which will involve dangers such as getting waterlogged, dropping our tools. And you can see the icons up in the right hand side. We've got a hunger bar, which is the thing that looks like a stomach, and we've also got our health, which is obviously the heart, and brain. Brain is sanity. As your sanity goes down, you will start to hallucinate, and eventually, if you let it drop low enough, you will get issues with monsters arriving, and I'd really rather not get that too quickly. It can cause all sorts of problems. Certain items will increase your sanity, and the best thing I like to do, which I don't see a lot of people do playing this game, is sleep. If you can actually get yourself to a point where you can sleep in a sleeping bag, your sanity will increase overnight, although your hunger will go down. And we want to get to the stage where we've got a crock pot, which increases the amount of energy we get off of food, and a science machine and alchemy machine as quickly as we possibly can. I'm quite liking this area. The other thing you want to look for in a starting area is a lot of rabbit holes, because it's really easy source of food in winter, to set rabbit traps and get meat. I think we nearly got enough grass now, but looking around, we're now in like a desert biome. This does tend to be the best sorts of rabbits if you can get near a desert biome. If you can get a desert biome next to a berry biome, which is what we got up there, that's two great sources of food for winter. So unless we can find something better fairly quickly, we'll be putting ourselves around here to start off with. So we can see the berry bush has also got a nice load of trees around here, and I need to get a fire up, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. I am playing on the mobile version of the game, so controls, although they're really good, you can get to a point where they're not quite as responsive as on the PC, but it's a mobile game, so that's to be expected. We've got our fire going, so we're nice and safe for night time. I should just point out as well, the other reason we're planting these seeds, apart from to make sure we've got new trees coming on, is because you do get tree monsters occasionally when you cut down trees. We are going to get one of those at some point, but I think if you plant pine cones, it does reduce the chances of them turning up. I've certainly found on instances where I sort of replant the pine cones rather than just let go around chopping all the trees down, and they don't turn up quite as quickly, which is great news, because at this point I am extremely squishy. I really don't want to meet anything big or nasty that's going to want to eat me, so we're just going to try and keep it that way for as long as possible. I just should point out as well, you don't want to make the fire too big, because it will start burning things around it. So as you can see, I've made a nice area here where there isn't anything too close to the fire. You have grass that close to the fire and you start building up too fast, it is going to start burning things, and that can result in a bit of a forest fire. So it's going to be a little bit careful. You have got characters that like fire in this, but Wilson's not one of them, so we'll just try not to get him burnt to death. So yeah, although it's called Don't Starve, there are lots of ways in this you can actually die, and as I said, I don't really want to do that too quickly on my first playthrough of this, so we'll see how we go. You can cook the carrots, seeds and the berries in this. You can also cook the birch nuts as well. They're quite a good source of food early in the game. But we don't really need to do that right now, so we'll see how we go. These are wormholes. You can jump through these to get to other parts of the map, but it will cost you a bit of sanity, so let's see where we're going to end up. Oh, that was fun. So we've got the map down here in the right hand corner so we can see how far we went. Oh, that's quite a way. Whereabouts are we? Oh, that noise might have been some beefalo. Yeah, no, that was a wormhole. My mistake. It is quite nice to find the beefalo. They look like big hairy cows, because they can be a really good source of meat in this game, and they are also quite a good protection from some of the monsters that turn up. So we've got a bit of breathing space at the moment because we've only just started out, but that is quickly going to wear out, and we're going to get things like the hounds turning up as the first thing generally. So if we can find some beefalo, that'd be great, because that's a bit of extra pair of hands when it comes to fighting. You don't want to put your camp too close to them, well, that's quite good to know where they are. There are certain, yeah, here we go, beefalo, hello my friends. So they also produce poop, which you can use to make farms. They're not the only creatures in this to produce poop. You can, there are pigmen in this which you can feed fruit to, and they will produce poop. And I think you can also get it from bats in the cave systems, but we're not quite at that stage yet. So yeah, good to know where they are, but we won't be putting up our camp too close to them, because certain seasons of the year when they have their babies, they do go a bit nuts, and I don't really want to have them attack me. That'd be good. Oh, good, ponds as well, another great source of food. You could fish in these and they get frogs coming from them, which you can trap, but we again, we will not be planting ourselves too close to these, because at night you do tend to get mosquitoes and stuff coming from them as well. Oh, brilliant, just what I wanted. This little staff that I've got here is Chester. Chester's one of my favourite things in this game. He's a little trunky chest like of Terry Pratchett. There we go, the equivalent of the luggage. You can store lots of stuff in him and he will just follow you around, bouncing along quite happy behind you, and as long as you don't get him killed by running into anything too nasty, he is a great little friend to have along on this journey. So we're just going to get some more food. There we go. Now food does have a, right back at the start here, so food does have a like a bit of an expiry date. Where are we going to go now? Let's go up, why not? So it will start to go off after a while. You certainly don't want to have it hanging around in your inventory too long. Just disturb some birds. I wondered what that was for a minute. But it's quite nice to have a fair amount of food in this when you're exploring, because you never know where you're going to end up. Oh, what's here? That's quite good. We've got spear, that's useful. This box thing, I think you can combine with other items in the game to make the portal work to get onto like a bit of a puzzle level. I don't really like doing that. Oh, bees and rain, perfect. You can get wet in this, and getting wet decreases sanity and will make your tools fall off. So let's just craft ourselves a hat to try and keep some of that off. Up we go, further. It's just having a really good look around. We need to find some gold ideally and some more rocks. So it's going to be dark again soon. Your tools do wear out as well. You can see they've got percentages to them. When the percentage gets down to 0, your tool is gone. So just be aware of the amount of flint and stuff you're collecting, because if you run out of flint, you can't, or sticks to that matter, you can't craft any more tools. Right, where are we? Let's go up. Let's keep pushing up, see what we can find. Do kind of need some rocks. Rocks with gold would have been better, but a rock is a rock. Let's just store some stuff in Chester because we're running out of room. What have I got here for you, my friend? You can hold the poop. And the birch nut seeds. And that'll do you for now. And apparently you need to eat some more stuff. There we go. Should keep you going for a while. There we go, got some rocks, which we can use for crafting a bit later on. Oh, and another wormhole. Brilliant, touchstone. Right, as I said, you are on hardcore mode with this. If you can get yourself one of these touchstones, it provides you with effectively an extra life when everything goes horribly wrong, which it will undoubtedly do at some point. There's another wormhole. We'll have a look at that in the morning because it's about to get very, very dark. And that little thing in the corner is a mole. It's just going to burrow backwards and forwards, which is great, but if I can tempt him over here with some rocks, we might be able to get some more meat. Yeah, he's coming straight for it. So he's going to come straight this way, at which point we, kill him. I'm going to be doing a lot of this in this game. You just kill everything in order to eat. Oh, and I've hit the wrong thing. I've asked him to examine rather than add the fuel. There we go. So that's great. Cook it and get some more food. Cooking stuff is really time consuming in this, but it does provide you with a lot more energy, which is really good in this early game. Let's just completely fill up on that and get ourselves some more inventory space and cook some of these and cook some more carrots as well. Perfect. Just going to wait for the night to go. Come on. Not really that much you can do at night on hardcore mode. If you get too far out into the dark, you will get eaten, which isn't really what I want to be doing. So we're just going to have to sit and wait here and see how we get on. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Quick intro to the game. I will be doing more of this as and when. I'll try to get at least one video up every Wednesday. So from me and Chester, I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.